Alright, here's a little update on my tour pack retrofit. This is a tour pack off of I believe it was a 1998 Ultra Classic. It was originally maroon, and I have painted it. There's another video of that on the channel. I painted it to almost match, a little darker than the charcoal denim paint. But I have also done a couple of other things. I got this tour pack really cheap, and rather than spending $1,000–1,200 for the newer style that's supposed to go on this bike, I'm like, well, let me just see what I can do with this one. So my original idea is I was just gonna flat black or just primer paint it, just spray bomb it quick and just use it when I need it, throw it on the bike, because I didn't plan on using it that much, and also when I needed a passenger backrest, because obviously that's way more comfortable than just a regular sissy bar or nothing, which I had before. I had no other passenger backrest. So this solved that problem, and if I was running to a store or taking a long trip where I needed that extra space, it was nice to have that. I've since realized that I actually don't mind it on there. I thought it was going to really bother me on the looks on the bike. I've always been a fan of the Street Glide, not so much of the Ultras. I do like them, but I never really wanted one. It was just too big and bulky, but it's kind of a little bit here and a little bit there. I've kind of worked my way towards actually liking it. So what you see in front of you, like I said, is the older style tour pack that I painted. We still got some weird things to figure out. I also retrofitted the newer style latch setup, the one-handed latch. I've got a insert that goes in here, to make it all nice, a carpet insert or whatever. I just don't have it in right now. So I have set it up so this one latch is for closing and locking. I could get the lock from the dealer if I wanted to key it alike like the bike. Right now it's a separate key. We'll see how much that bothers me. I did leave the original lock in here for now just to fill the hole that's on the top. It is also drilled for the chrome rack that came on it. Sorry, I keep hitting things with this goddamn tripod. But I am still unsure if I'm going to use this rack on it or not. I don't know if that's just one more step of old manish, grandpa bike look or not. So for now I'm keeping it off. I may just put little plugs in these holes and not actually sand and fill these holes, so I could pull the plugs out and add the rack in the future if I choose to add it, or if I need it for a specific trip or something like that and I needed a big duffel bag. So for now, I did paint it. I was using it. It worked out pretty well. I hadn't put the original tail light back in it because this is very dated looking, as you can see. If it was in much better condition, I probably would have maybe painted some of it to match, or did something to make it look a little better. Maybe put in another light in the middle instead of this Harley badge that just fell out, that I'm not going to deal with right now. But that's the original tail light. My intention the whole time was to get an aftermarket tail light, which I did. And as you can see, I put it on there, which it does look good. This is going to be an LED light, and it's going to have the light all across, which is great for somebody behind you so they don't rear end you. You want to be seen as much as you possibly can when you hit your brake light. So this thing's going to light up quite bright with those nice LEDs, so I do like that. But as I'm sure that you've already seen, I didn't realize that there was going to be this opening here. I thought these lights were going to cover all the way over here, and they don't. So I don't know if later years after the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, they changed the style of this light where it was smaller, but now I have this big opening in the tour pack to deal with. Now I've always had these couple of holes that I knew I had to deal with from the original trim, but slowly now these holes are becoming more and more because I retrofitted this latch, which I really like, the one-handed latch instead of these little teeny ones that they give you. So now I have all these holes, and as you can see where the paint is, because I painted the top section without, I just masked around them, so I have that, which right now doesn't look horrible. It almost looks like it's a light. If you look at this light lens, it's kind of the same color. So at least it's not like a bright orange or some, even orange I guess could look like a light, but it doesn't, it's not green or some other weird color, so it actually doesn't look too bad for now. So I am gonna run the tour pack the way it is until I finish it. But because of this huge hole, I am now going to have to do a little fiberglass work on it, and I am going to fill in these spots. I don't know if I'm going to do it this riding season or I might do it over the winter. Haven't decided yet. So both of these, but so at that point, that is going to allow me to have to repaint it anyways. So then I will probably fill up any other holes that I'm not using. This hole, I don't think I'm going to use the factory big tall antennas. I'm going to keep the, I got to actually relocate this. They have a kit that you can put it in your fairing or eliminate it like an electric amplified antenna for the radio, which honestly I don't even really care about the radio. I don't even use it anyways, but so for now it's just kind of bent down there underneath there. So I'm going to do something about that, but this is where I'm at, and I think it looks pretty damn good for having almost no money into it. You know, I didn't have to go spend $1,000 or $1,200 on the proper one. It is the King Tour Pack, so it's full size. I'm able to fit, you know, full-faced helmet in there. I don't think it kills the look of the bike. I think it actually looks really good from behind. You know, from behind you don't even see those holes going down the road. Not a big deal. And it's quick release, so I just pull 2 clasps and I can take it right off when I don't need it. So the other reason I went to this newer style clasp and locking setup is it has these newer style hinges that are just way better. Those are the original hinges on these are, you know, they look like hardware store hinges. They're literally just basic bent metal hinges. These at least have some girth to them. They look a lot nicer. They're, you know, nice chrome as opposed to just the shiny metal look that the other ones were. But unfortunately, as you can see, they don't cover up a lot of the holes from the original hinges. I looked this up online and I saw a couple of people that have done this mod, but I didn't see anybody with this space for the top screws. As you can see, I need to like make a spacer or something to be able to put these top screws in. Right now, the whole lid is connected on just with these 2 screws through here, which is fine, but in time, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna create a stress point and that'll break the fiberglass there. So I'm not able to put these top screws in or re-drill holes right now because of that gap. So not sure what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to build that up and sand it down when I do the fiberglass work to fill in these holes, or if I'm just going to get some little black plastic spacers or chrome pieces. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I am going to do something to make that look better. I may just decide to fill in these holes and, you know, get it painted down there so you never saw the holes there and just run it like that. We'll see. But that is kind of a bummer. I thought that was going to be a better fit, retrofitting to these new hinges. The bottom is a nice, this is actually some Sharpie that I marked it off with that will come right off. But it's a nice tight fit all the way around. They have little angles on them. They do fit nice and snugly onto this tour pack, so I'm happy with that. But again, it doesn't block off these holes. So if you're planning on doing this retrofit kit and putting these newer hinges on, you're definitely going to need to do a little body work and repaint your tour pack. Which again, because of these holes that I didn't think were going to be an issue originally, that's why I painted it before I put the taillight in, before I ordered the taillight and actually saw what it was about. You know, it's not a big deal to fill a couple more holes. I'm going to have to repaint it. But it's a bummer because the paint did come out really good. I'm happy with it. But again, it's just spray cans. I actually may even experiment and see if I can't find a shade. You know, it's so close, I don't know. I might try to find a shade closer. As it's dried and aged a little bit, it's really, I don't know how it looks in the camera, but more and more every day it looks more similar. So I don't know, I might just stick with that same paint, we'll see. But I'm going to fill all these holes now and make it pretty much perfect and have no other extra holes on there. I will leave these with just plugs so I can put the rack on or take it off if I want in the future, and it'll still be watertight. But yeah, that's where we're at on it, and I don't think there's anybody else on YouTube that has done this, probably for good reason because I'm just crazy. But hey, like I said, I picked this up for almost nothing. My buddy had it, he didn't want it. He said, hey, do you want this? I said, yeah, I'll make it work, even if I just use it temporarily. And being the fact that I actually kind of like it, I've been modifying it to make it look nicer and nicer and be more functional. So they also even have like a little Harley badge that can go in here that I think I'm going to pick up that's really nice. You know, any little accents on there to take away from the fact that it's an older. But these are really strong cases. They're I believe they're fiberglass. They're some type of fiber material, I think, because as I drill them, there's you know, little fibers. I'm pretty sure it's a fiberglass mold that they make them in. But there isn't really like sheets of fiberglass. It's weird. It's really kind of small pieces of fiberglass, maybe stranded fiberglass. But this will be easy to close this off. I'll use some fiberglass filler, and you know, I'll grind along these edges to be able to smooth it right in so it blends and still has really good strength and make these holes disappear. So it just looks like that. I'm going to leave these bottom lights in there. Those are the factory lights. I like those. I'm just putting LED bulbs in there instead of the regular incandescent bulbs. And then I got the LEDs in this that are built in, so those should last me a long time and be nice and bright. Oh, and I still have these speaker pods here, which I'm not sure. Would be nice to have that extra set of speakers when I need them. Oh, they're connected together, but these are in good shape. They just need to be cleaned up. But those bolt on here, and there's a good chance I am going to wire those up. I think I can get a factory amp plug and play that adds 2 speakers. I think it's designed for your Farron lower speakers, but adding that amplifier to the radio will give me 2 more speaker outputs, so I could wire these into my factory radio, because I am happy with the factory radio. So, but that'll be another project once I get everything else done. It would be nice to add those couple of speakers there, and then I got 4 speakers, so I get better visibility by having this nice bright backlight. I've got more luggage capacity. We've got more comfort for a passenger, you know, more storage, and of course the speakers, so you got a better sound. So a lot of positives to having one of these tour packs on your bike. So we'll see how much I use it or don't. I do a weekly Wednesday or Thursday ride every week with you know, 5 or 6 buddies. Usually when I do that ride, I just take the tour pack off. We just bomb around, you know, we do maybe a 20-mile jaunt here or there. So I don't use it then, but because it's so easy to take off, I have that option. So these hinges are still a little stiff because they're new, but all there is to it. I like to rest it down on a piece of carpet so it doesn't scratch the bottom of those brackets that I bought. But and then we're back to regular street glide, no harm done. So, all right, that'll do it for this video, guys. I don't think really anybody asked for an update on this, but too bad. I'm basically videotaping what I do in my life and anything that might be of interest. This is a video I would have loved to see. I'm sure there's got to be other people out there that have considered taking a used Harley OEM King Tour Pack and put it on a newer bike. This is a 2017, but 2014 up is the same chassis style. The only thing different on this from the 2014 to the 2017 is this is the Milwaukee 8, not the twin cam. So that change happened in 2017, but that's not going to affect this. I believe the 2014 up to date is the same, you know, mount kit here and all that stuff, the bracket, all that. So this would apply to basically anybody with a street glide, or I guess you could any bagger, even like a Softail, I believe. Any rear bagger, I think, has this kit where you could put a tour pack on it. So another thing you might want to consider. Yeah, so like even this bike here. No, this is, he doesn't have that bike anymore. That's another one. Never mind. So, but yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.